beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was waste and void. Darkness covered the abyss, and the Spirit of God was stirring above the waters. God said,
"Let there be light."
and there was light. God saw that the light was good. God separated the light from the darkness, calling the light day and the darkness night. And there was evening and morning, the first day. Then God said,
"Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, to divide the waters."
and so it was. God made the firmament, dividing the waters that were below the firmament from those that were above it. God called the firmament heaven, and there was evening and morning, the second day. Then God said,
"Let the waters below the heavens be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear."
and so it was. God called the dry land earth, and the assembled waters seas, and God saw that it was good. Then God said,
"Let the earth bring forth vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and all kinds of fruit and trees that bear fruit containing their seed."
and so it was. The earth brought forth vegetation, every kind of seed-bearing plant, and all kind of trees that bear fruit containing their seed. God saw that it was good. And there was evening and morning, the third day. And God said,
"Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to separate day from night. Let them serve as signs, and for the fixing of seasons, days, and years. Let them serve as lights in the firmament of the heavens, to shed light upon the earth."
So it was. God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the smaller one to rule the night. And he made the stars. God set them in the firmament of the heavens to shed light upon the earth, to rule the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. God saw that it was good, and there was evening and morning, the fourth day. Then God said,
"Let the waters abound with life, and above the earth let winged creatures fly below the firmament of the heavens."
and so it was. God created the great sea monsters, all kinds of living, swimming creatures, with which the waters abound, with all kinds of winged birds. God saw that it was good, and God blessed them, saying,
"Be fruitful, multiply, fill the waters of the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth."
There was evening and morning, the fifth day. God said,
"Let the earth bring forth all kind of living creatures, cattle, crawling creatures, and wild animals."
and so it was. God made all kinds of wild beasts, every kind of cattle, and every kind of creature crawling upon the ground. And God saw that it was good. God said,
"Let us make mankind in our image and likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, the cattle, over all the wild animals, and every creature that crawls on the earth."
God created man in his image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them and said to them,
"Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, the cattle, and all the animals that crawl on the earth."
God also said,
"See, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the earth, and every tree which has seed-bearing fruit to be your food. To every wild animal of the earth, to every bird of the air, to every creature that crawls on the earth and has the breath of life, I give the green plants for food.
And so it was. God saw that all he had made was very good, and there was evening and morning, the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the sixth day, God finished the work he had been doing, and he rested on the seventh day from all the work he had done. God blessed the seventh day, and he made it holy, because on it he rested from all his work of creation. This is the story of the heavens and the earth at their creation. When the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, there was not yet any field shrub on the earth, nor had the plants of the field sprung up, for the Lord God had sent no rain on the earth, and there was no man to till the soil. But a mist rose from the earth and watered all the surface of the ground. Then the Lord God formed man out of the dust and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and a man became a living being. The Lord God planted a garden in Eden to the east, and he put there the man he had formed. The Lord God made to grow out of the ground all kinds of trees, and pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. A river rose in Eden, watering the garden, and from there it separated into 4 branches. The name of the first is Pishon, which encircles all the land of Havilah, where there is gold, and the gold of that land is good. Bdellium and onyx are there. The name of the second river is Gihon, which encircles all the land of Cus. The name of the third river is Tigris, which flows east of Ashur, and the fourth river is the Euphrates. The Lord God took the man and placed him in the Garden of Eden to till it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man thus:
From every tree of the garden you may eat, but from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you must not eat. For the day you eat of it, you must die.
Then the Lord God said,
It is not good that the man is alone. I will make him a helper like himself.
when the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the beasts of the field and the birds of the air, he brought them to the man to see what he would call them. For that which the man called each of them would be its name. The man named all the cattle, all the birds of the air, and all the beasts of the field, but he found no helper like himself. The Lord God cast the man into a deep sleep, and while he slept, took one of his ribs and closed up its place with flesh. And the rib, which the Lord God took from the man, he made into a woman and brought her to him. Then the man said, "She now is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for from man she has been taken. For this reason a man leaves his father and his mother and clings to his wife, and the two become one flesh." Both the man and his wife were naked, but they felt no shame. Now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. he said to the woman,
God said to you, you shall not eat of any tree of the garden.
The woman answered the serpent,
Of the fruit of all the trees in the garden we may eat. But of the fruit of the tree in the middle of the garden, God said, you shall not eat, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.
The serpent said to the woman,
No, you shall not die. For God knows when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil.
Now the woman saw that the tree was good, for food, pleasing to the eyes, and desirable for the knowledge it would give. She took some of the fruit and ate it, and also gave some to her husband, and he ate. Then the eyes of both were opened, and they realized that they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves coverings. When they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, the man and his wife hid themselves from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called the man and said to him,
Where are you?
And he said, I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked and I hid. And God said,
Who told you that you were naked? You have eaten then of the tree of which I commanded you not to eat.
The man said, The woman you placed at my side gave me the fruit, the tree, and I ate. Then the Lord God said to the woman,
Why have you done this?
The woman said, The serpent deceived me, and I ate.
Because you have done this, cursed are you among all animals, and among all beasts of the fields. On your belly you shall crawl, dust shall you eat. All the days of your life I will put enmity between you and the woman, between your seed and her seed. He shall crush your head, and you shall lie in wait for his heel.
To the woman he said,
I will make great your distress in childbearing. In pain shall you bring forth children, for your husband shall be your longing, though he have dominion over you.
And to Adam he said,
Because you have listened to your wife, and have eaten of the tree which I commanded you not to eat, cursed be the ground because of you. In toil shall you eat of it all the days of your life. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to you, and you shall eat the plants of the fields. In the sweat of your brow you shall eat bread, till you return to the ground, since out of it you were taken. For dust you are, and unto dust you shall return.
And the man called his wife Eve, because she was the mother of all the living. The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. And he said,
Indeed, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. And now perhaps he will put forth his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever.
Therefore the Lord God put him out of the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. He drove out the man, and at the east of the Garden of Eden he placed the cherubim and the flaming sword, which turn every way to guard the way of the tree of life. The man knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have given birth to a man-child with the help of the Lord. Later she bore his brother Abel. Now Abel was a keeper of flocks, and Cain a tiller of the soil. In the course of time, Cain brought to the Lord an offering of the fruit of the ground. Abel also brought some of the firstlings of his flock with their fat portions. The Lord was pleased with Abel and his offerings. For Cain and his offering, he had no regard. Cain was very angry and downcast. The Lord said to Cain,
Why are you angry and why are you downcast? If you do well, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do well, will not sin crouch at the door? Its desire is for you, but you must master it.
Cain said to his brother Abel, Let us go out into the field. Now when they were in the field, Cain turned against his brother Abel and slew him. And the Lord said to Cain,
Where is your brother Abel?
He answered, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And the Lord said,
What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries to me from the ground. And now cursed are you in the soil which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the soil, it shall not give its fruit to you. A fugitive and a wanderer shall you be on the earth.
Cain said to the Lord, The punishment is too great to bear. You are driving me today from the soil, and from your face I shall be hidden, and I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer, and whoever finds me will kill me. But the Lord said to him,
Not so. Whoever kills Cain will be punished sevenfold.
And the Lord God gave Cain a token, so that no one finding him should kill him. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod, to the east of Eden. Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. Cain was the founder of a city which he named after his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad became the father of Mehujael, and Mehujael the father of Methusael, and Methusael the father of Lamech. Lamech took two wives, the one named Ada and the other Selah. Ada bore Jabal. He was the forerunner of those who dwell in tents and have flocks. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the forerunner of all who play the harp and the flute. It was Selah who bore Tubal-Cain, the forerunner of those who forged vessels of bronze and iron. The sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Selah, hear my voice. Wives of Lamech, give ear to my speech. I kill a man for wounding me, a youth for bruising me. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, Lamech 70 times sevenfold. Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son and called him Seth, saying,